Yep.
Okay. I'm assuming that we are live. Can somebody drop down their comments if you can see us live? Okay, let's do this. Are we live? Can somebody confirm us?
Yeah, we are live. I can see on my screen out there.
Yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Ahmed. And yes, welcome everyone to the Online Entrepreneur Show. I'm your host Rahul, and today we have a very special guest with us. His name is Ahmed, R J Ahmed. Okay, now we in this show we bring the entrepreneurs who are really doing amazing in their own fields, and Ahmed is someone who is very an expert guy in Dream 100 strategy. Now, those who really don't know what is Dream 100 strategy, you will figure out in few minutes after we have a good chit chat with Ahmed. Ahmed, can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you so much, Rahul, for having me on the show. I'm pretty much excited for it
Hello.
today.
Yeah. Okay. Can I introduce you, brother?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll just take 2 minutes and then I will hand over the stage to you.
For sure.
Okay. Ahmad is someone, he's an affiliate marketer, a Dream 100 specialist. And, he is just 21 years old. And it really shocks me because I never knew that products can be sold online at this age. So it really excites me to meet such people. And he is also a founder of amazing software that's Friend Funnels, which he has designed himself. And yes, that's amazing thing. And yes, Ahmad, I really want to know that the reason of yours and your story, how really you came into this affiliate marketing journey, and what is that strong reason?
You guys, I think something happened on Rahul's end. Tell me, guys, like where you guys are tuning in right now.
Yeah, Ahmad.
Yeah, Rahul.
Yeah, can you hear me? I think there was
Yeah,
some issue.
I can hear you.
Yeah, great. So yes, did you hear my question or shall I repeat it again?
Yeah, I heard your question. So, I'm
Yeah.
born and raised in Saudi Arabia, and I spent like 18 years of my life out there over that place. And the people who are living in the
Okay.
Middle East have different sort of mentality because some of them are, immigrants. They love their 9 to 5 job, and they love how they're spending their life. So even at that point when I was a little bit more younger, I was teaching tuition with my mother. I was making like around $100 a month. But as a young guy, if he is able to make money, he was spending like different things. Like I was spending money on mobile, on games, these type of liabilities. So in 2018 we moved over to Pakistan out there, and then it was completely different thing, different environment, different type of people out there. We thought we landed on Mars, totally different situation. But finally I was able to end my college, and I didn't got myself the admission in the university. And like many people out there can relate, if you are from an Asian country out there, you know what's the consequence. Okay, the comparisons and all of these things out there. I was like, damn, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. So I didn't got myself the admission into a university, so I was free for 6 months. So for me, it was like I wasn't desperately searching for how to make money online. For me, it wasn't like that. It appeared and I went into it. So I was scrolling Facebook, and then I saw the ad of Shopify, and I knew what Shopify was initially because like I just knew about it, that it was for e-commerce. So I was like, okay, this time it got interested. Now I need to do a little bit more research, and then I probably can jump on Shopify. So I started to do more research out there on Shopify and YouTube. I saw most of the videos out there from Sebastian, and I was like, okay, that's awesome. I've started my Shopify trial, started to create my store, and then I thought about how I can get paid. How will I get paid? Because in Pakistan we don't have Stripe, we don't have PayPal, so we don't have any sort of payment gateway out there, so we can get paid. So that was another huge mess. So again, there was a video by Sebastian Gomez where he was talking about how to create Stripe for non-US citizens. I was like, okay, let me see how it works. So there was some sort of processes out there like farming LLC, farming Stripe, like for farming EIN number to get Stripe account. So the cost of the
Okay.
LLC was $126, and the best part was I had $126 as well. So it was like, okay, if I'm gonna go in and form the company, I will be on zero. I'm like, let's do it. Let's see what happens, because that was my own money. I wasn't taking money from my parents. And don't do this, don't try that at home, because it's going to literally mess things up, because your focus is going to be diverted just because you've taken someone else's money, especially from your home. It's going to make you distracted a lot, especially when you started out. So I found my company, I got my Stripe finally, I was working on my e-commerce store finally right now, and then I was like, once I'm going to launch my store, there are a lot of other expenses that I'm gonna have, and I'm on zero right now. So because there are ads, there are fulfillment, there are subscriptions, and a lot of things. So so what I did was I did the post on Instagram that, hey, is anybody interested to invest in my online business? Some of them reached out to me. They were my students, but also my friends. And I told them that, hey, I've started ecom and this is going to be pretty exciting. And they paid me $200 to get
Okay.
30% equity of the company. So whatever the loss and profit is, they're gonna take it,
Great.
and they provided me $200. So for me, it was huge because it was around 32,000 rupees. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So it was in 2018 in Black Friday when I launched my store. And by watching other gurus out there that it's easy, I thought about, okay, if they can make 6 figures a day or 7 figures a day, I can probably make 6 figures a week. I'm gonna make it. It's gonna happen. So I launched my product, launched my campaign, wrong
Awesome.
product, wrong
Awesome.
targeting, wrong copy. Everything was wrong. And I was like, okay, I have messed it up. And because I was limited to budget, I had $200, so I needed to spend the money wisely, just in order to make sure we just don't go bankrupt at the exact same time when I started. So from October to at the point of January, especially, and that like 3 to 4 months, I was just trying to sell products to offline people. It wasn't like I was running ads. If your friends and family are buying product from your store, it's not a sale. It's not a sale out there at all, because you're selling to some people out there that you personally know. Sale is a sale when you're selling to someone who don't know about you and to the
Right.
other side of the world. That is what a sale is. So for me, I was like, it's not my money, it's not what I'm making for. So even at that time, there was a lot of marketers who was talking about funnels, use sales funnels. I was like, what the hell is a funnel? Is this something using, filling water tanks, filling oil tanks or so? Because I didn't knew about like what the funnel is. So
Right.
like
Right.
I was using Instagram, and then I saw a post that this guy had made like $3 million in 90 minutes. His name is Russell Brunson, founder of ClickFunnels. So Russell Brunson was the only guy I can relate with ClickFunnels at that time. So I started to research more on what ClickFunnels is. So then I in on January, when I got myself admission in the university, that was the exact same time when I signed up for ClickFunnels under Paul Motley. He's right now ClickFunnels Dream Car winner out there.
Okay.
He's freaking awesome. But he was the very first guy that I got in a call with who had native English. Because for us, like where English is not our first language, our English and our to speak remains to our head. It's like we have English in our mind, we don't have the ability to speak because we don't have it. We never spoke to any native person out there. For me, it's not like I'm 100% accurate, right? I'm 100% fluent, but I don't think so that they came any sort of problem out there for me interacting with any person out there. And anyone said, like there comes one or two guy out there, that's different case scenario, but mostly no one said that, hey, I'm not going to work with you because you don't have fluent English. I'm not going to work with you, or I'm not going to have you
Right.
interview me because you don't have fluent English, or don't be in touch of me because you don't have fluent English. Never it happened. So Throughout the time when I was started to use ClickFunnels as a trial, I knew ClickFunnels is $97 per month. So my hostel use for the whole month was around $97, which is around 16,000 rupees. I was like, that's a lot of money, and I don't have that much, and I
True.
can pay that much as well. It's like I'm gonna go on zero right away because if that thing happened. So there was a guy from ClickFunnels support. His name was Nico, and he extended
Yeah.
my ClickFunnels trial for like 2 months. He extended and he extended and
Great.
he extended trial for 2 months out there because my intention for joining ClickFunnels was as an affiliate marketer. I wanted to promote ClickFunnels as an affiliate. So I was watching other people getting orange bar, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, are these orange bars real, or like, are they making money, or like some sort of Photoshop sort of stuff? Like, is this real? So I wasn't making any money, and then I paused my ClickFunnels account. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back to this ClickFunnels account as soon as possible, but once I get some money. It's not like I'm not gonna deactivate it. I have a lot of things, but I'm not gonna deactivate it. So on March 9th, 2019, there was a guy who needed Facebook ads course. I was like, hey man, I'm your guy. Here's the thing. I have it. Just let me know about it. He reached out to me. I got in a call with him and I told him, hey, if you want this course, it's $500, but you will get it for free if you buy one funnel away challenge. And he was like, that's a freaking awesome deal. Cool. Send me the link. I'm gonna buy it. I hung up the call. I was in my hostel, so my roommates was like, Ahmed, you're talking a lot. You're disturbing us a lot right now because I'm not the only guy who's living in the room. There was other roommates as well. So I was disturbing them at that point. But when that person bought one funnel away challenge and I made my first $100, I was like, I don't care, just forget everything. I have made my first $100 in a day. It's 15, 16,000 rupees. That's what I spent in a whole month, and I made in a day. That was the point that I realized
Amazing.
that, yeah, that was the point where I realized that, hey, if I can make $100, I can make $200 or $500, even more. I can do it. Now I have that barrier. I had that big domino fall that, hey, now I can do it and now I can make it work. So in that exact same month, I sold three one funnel away challenge that made me realize that, I think so I can do it now, because now I started to realize what value is. And what value is, you give your time, your efforts, your money. It could be anything that you're providing. Whatever you're giving, it could be in any factor that is value. So that was the thing
True.
out there that I started to realize, okay, this was the thing that I need to provide. So until July, I made my first $1,000, and I was like, okay, now I started to realize what this is. So from July to, I guess, September to October, I made my first $10,000, and then I started to get pretty well in the rest of the stuff out there.
That's freaking awesome, man. You made it sound so simple. Most of the people, online entrepreneurs, really struggle. I think more than 97 to 98% people really struggle in affiliate marketing or the online marketing business. Even when I came into the business, I really never made a single dime for the first 7 months.
Yeah.
It was only my belief that kept me going. Otherwise, money motivation was zero. You know, but you sounded, you were like, the game is so simple. It sounded like you made $500 in just few in a very short span of time. It's really not possible for many of us. But thank you for this motivation, because it makes us sound like, yes, if you can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
Right. So we can see the struggle which you went through, uh, discontinuing your ClickFunnels and then again coming back to it. Many of the ClickFunnel users really face this issue. I've really met with many people who say that it's a huge burden on them. The monthly burden is huge, and then they discontinue it. So yes, thank you very much, brother, for this. And now I'm very curious to know what really keeps you going every day. Like you said, online business was just something which came into your way. You were not really seeking for it. So what do motivate you every day to do better and better in affiliate marketing and the online business? Can you please
Yeah.
share it
So,
with us?
yeah, for sure. The thing was, I got into it. Okay, that was the very first thing. But the second thing was, I had a different mindset
True,
when I
true.
started my internet marketing business out there and everything. I was like, okay, once I got my admission into a university, I'm gonna do part-time job.
Absolutely.
But when I started, I realized I don't need to do any sort of job, and I don't think so. I require a degree, even though I call myself as a part-time student because I don't study full time. It's not for my thing. Even if I attend university, I don't
True,
study
true,
that
true.
much. So when I got into the space, I started to realize that I don't need to do a part-time job because it can really cover up the cost over here as well. I don't need to do it. I can do it
Yeah,
over here,
absolutely.
and I save a lot of time, effort, energy, and money. And same thing. Then I realized, okay, I don't even need a degree to get this thing done, because like there are different sort of motivation. There is money motivation. Money motivates you 100%. I don't believe it that I don't think
Yes,
so that money just don't motivate you. It's like if you have money, you have peace at least in your mind. Okay, everything is fine. Now you can focus on different things. Okay, so when I started to realize this is the only thing that can allow me to have the scalability that I can have, I'm like, okay, I need to get this thing done. Second thing that I started to
right.
realize when I was in my early journey, when I got into ClickFunnels in January last year, and over the period of time, I started to realize it's not that hard, or it's not that impossible to build an audience. People think building an audience, I don't know what the freaking
Right,
science is. It's not science. It's like, okay, you're
right,
creating real time connection with those people, and you're building an audience. It doesn't
right.
matter how much size of it, but still you're building an audience. you know so that was the things that made me realize. And now I feel myself a lot more connected with the people on Facebook. I anytime there a lot of time I told that Facebook right now for me is like a neighborhood, and everyone is living near you out there, and you're connecting with all of those people out there, and you see every day what's happening outside. That's what's happening with me. That is the thing for me. So for me, it's like I don't have any plan to do any sort of offline a job. Probably we can create offline business. That's a different thing, not an offline job. I don't have plans to plan something after, like what happens after my degree. It's not like that. So that gave me the opportunity to think more,
Yeah,
and I can think broad out there to think about what I can do and what things can make me better as a person. So that was my intention out there, to realize, okay, why I should keep
true,
doing that
true,
stuff.
true.
Because some people start and then some people left it. I saw people out there who joined
Yeah,
exact same time. It's my third year in my in ClickFunnels space. I saw people who started and then they never, I was
okay.
never able to see them. And there are some people who are still there, you know. So that is the initial case.
Right, right, right. Absolutely, you are very right. Many people, when we play long and we see that people are really falling, and it's very visible, and it feels sometimes bad that if they would have continued, it would have been better that we would have together made it. Anyways, it's the life. This is how it goes. So yes, okay, now
Yeah.
I really want to know, and also my audience would like to know, uh, what will you say the single most mistake which most of the affiliate marketers do in the beginning, or what was your single mistake which you did in the beginning, if you can share it with us.
Actually, the I think so. The biggest mistake that they make is they just don't invest in a coach or in a mentor. Because and that's
Yeah,
common for me. It's like if I want to
true,
learn
true.
anything that I want to learn, it's
Yeah,
far
yeah,
better to pay someone rather than I go in and search on YouTube out there to get, because not everything is on YouTube. It's not everything. There are some things that people have done, and you need a
true.
mentor that not only tells you but also keep you accountable for that. you know and one of the craziest part was, for me, if you notice, I started in October, and until July I have made my first $1,000. So it was 9 months since I made my first thousand. So it took me probably around 12 months to break like 2 to 3 thousand or $4,000 mark. you know so when these things
Hmm.
happen, like within 12 months I have done that. When they went from 0 to 4,000 in 2 months, in a month, something like that. Reason why it happened, because I was teaching them. Second thing was my accountability.
Huh.
And I was talking with one of my friends, Sharad,
Right.
and we were both discussing. We were like, I don't know. This was the exact same thing that we were learning. Why they had done so fast? And he responded that they had better mentors. I'm like, yeah, we didn't have one, and we didn't paid for one. That was a mistake. we were trying to figuring out everything on our own, and that was like huge mistake out there. If you want to scale, there is a borderline where you're literally going to stop, and there's not scalability because you just don't know how to jump. You need a coach, a mentor who will teach you how to do it, and then you can go in and do the stuff. So getting a coach in any market is a mistake that everyone makes, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because uh, I feel like people think that yes, we can do it ourselves. We have this open source called YouTube, and whatever we feel like we can really go and search it. So why do we need a mentor? And that stops people to invest. But they really don't know is that mentor is someone who will, like you told, will be an accountability partner, and you get a streamlined knowledge, and that knowledge is really
Yeah.
experimented. You don't have to, you know that with this particular knowledge I can at least make this much of money which the person is making. So many people fail to realize that thing, and I was one of them. And I really didn't invest in the mentor in the beginning, and that I realized it, but it took a time, so I really wasted those months. So you absolutely said it correct, and I hope the audience gets the message that investing is very, very important, especially in a mentor.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ahmad, for this beautiful nugget. And yes, and now I really want to know that can affiliate marketing be done without any tools or with free tools? And I think you, as you told us that you also have developed a software called Friend Funnels.
Yeah.
You get a thought of that you can monetize it, and I mean, can you let us know about that, about the software and how you do it?
Yeah. So, last year I saw Zaki. Okay. He has software called Common Funnels, and he was doing a
Okay.
launch with his software out there. And I'm like, because in people's mind, software is a huge complicated thing, even Chrome extension,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
ultimately
True,
Chrome
true.
extension is a software. And I'm a student of computer science, but literally I'm probably zero at code. I can read code, but I can't write code because I just don't want to. I don't care. Like when Russell Brunson, when I did one funnel away challenge, it literally shifted my
Uh-huh.
mentality when he said who, not how. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I need to find who. Where is my who? Okay,
Yeah.
simple. That's the thing out there. I'm not gonna go and do the stuff. I just need to find my
Right.
who, and I'm gonna pay them. So
Right.
when I saw Zaki launch his software, and I'm like, that is an awesome thing. I want to have my own extension as well because it's gonna be super awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
what
Looks
started to
cool,
happen,
yeah.
I started to realize into the market. I started to realize into the market what is the problem that people probably is facing, and what is the problem I
Uh-huh.
face as well. Because the common thing that everyone say when they are initially start to sell their product, people wants that. People literally wants that,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't want that product. That's what happened, because anyone who's selling his own product, he's going to say that people are absolutely wants that product. People literally want that until you validate the product itself. So I was using a Chrome extension that allows people to add friends on automation. So I was using that software, and I was like, man, I can add 50 friends a day. But how I can engage with all of those 50 friends? Because even though I have
True,
time,
true,
I have
true.
no time, because I just don't want to spend my whole time just to engage on the first message with every single person. Like just to send them the welcome message. I don't do it, and I can do it as
Yeah,
well.
it's time
Yeah.
consuming.
So I started to ask different sort of people out there that, hey, like, do you find this type of problem as well?
Mm-hmm.
And I did the post, like, how about if we get a software that sends the first message when a newly friend is added on Facebook? And everyone like, are you crazy? Is there any software like that? I got the validation that, hey, people need the software, literally.
Right, right.
And then I went and for me, I was like, okay, I want to have a software, but I just don't want to figure it out on my own. So I
Uh,
joined Chrome Boss by Kim. So then I realized, okay,
okay.
and I once I joined Chrome Boss, and Kim started to teach people out there how what's okay. Point was, she didn't teach how to create Chrome extension. She teach what are the things that you need, like how to handle developer, how to find developers, how to negotiate, how to maintain those
Mm-hmm.
developers out there so they can maintain your extensions. Okay, and then she was talking on the
Okay.
marketing side, how to market. That marketing side was for me was the icing on the cake because I knew how to market, but it was additional icing. So my extension, my reason
Okay.
for joining Chromeboss was to learn how to create one extension, because once you paid something, once you get it once, you can use the exact same thing that you already learned multiple times. I'm working on another software right now. The strategy is the same. The things are already the same out there. Now I know
Mm-hmm.
what I need to do now. I've like already covered up the cost what I've invested. That's the biggest mistake. So when I got my particular idea, I started to work on my software. The traffic I because I was pre-selling the software out there, okay, and I was pre-selling at like $197 or something like that, and the cost of the extension to be built completely was around $800. So
Mm-hmm.
probably I need 3 to 4 sales to just cover up my whole cost. So I started to work my way in
Beautiful.
into other people's podcasts, other people's shows,
Hmm.
other people's platforms. I started to do that because I had this network who was on the exact same level I was. So I had the only reach
Mm-hmm.
that I had was on my network or below me. So I reached out to all of the people who were on my network, and I reached out to them, and I was like, "Hey, I would love to be on your show to talk about my software." And I also have an affiliate program. You can just go in and sign up for it, sign up for it, and then yeah, let's do it. So we bought it. So that's how I covered up my software cost and finally be able to cover up the whole cost. I was in profit. Now, what is the freaking expense now I need to have? Nothing. Every expense that I'm gonna have right
Nothing.
now
Nothing
is gonna be lesser than what I'm gonna
is a
make.
profit.
Yeah,
True.
and
True.
it's gonna be recurring one because I was pre-selling lifetime
Yes.
payments. Now it's recurring, and I'm like, and now I can call myself a software owner as well because I have a software. Okay,
True.
and
True. Very few
and
are
that's the biggest.
software owners.
Yeah, and that was one of the biggest thing out there. That is why I just don't I just don't like the education how they educate in the university, because I was in software engineering class last semester, and there
Yes.
was one of the ma'am out there, and she told
Hmm.
guys, you're gonna learn all of these things when you get into the market. I was like, ma'am, I know about these things. She was like, no, when you get into the market you will get to know about the stuff. I was like, I have a software, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I know about it. Then she was like, oh, that's cool. So that's what happened over here. So that's how I started to get on my software and started to sell my software, and that's how the idea was all about.
That's cool. I really liked it. Very few people get this idea of creating a software and then building a market around it. So great. So yes, if you would also give us the link so that if someone wants to check the software, the problem which you told, I think it's a problem which most of us face. Uh, they add their friends, and it's a very time cumbersome thing
Yeah.
to contact everyone. So if you can give us access to that software, that will be beautiful.
Yeah, for
And
sure. I
yes,
have
now,
added the link in the comment section out there.
oh, great, fantastic, fantastic. You're a true marketer, indeed. Brilliant. So yes, now I want to ask you something which most of the affiliate marketers or the online marketers face is traffic. Okay, we
Yeah.
have built this setup like you told. Okay, I built this software or my funnels. Now how to bring that traffic? This is a very common problem which everyone speaks about, that we can understand Russell says about how click funnels and funnels can be built, how to do the copywriting, how to develop the softwares. Now how to bring in the traffic, because money lies in the traffic, right? So
Yeah.
how to do this? Most of us really struggle there, and I really want you to tell us what is the best way you think, and also the best platform if you would like to suggest, or any strategy to generate traffic
Yes.
in the most effective way.
So for me personally, to use as a traffic source, and if we talk about social medias, I use
Hello,
mostly two social media. I use Facebook or I use YouTube out there just to make sure
Ahmed, could you
everything
hear
works
me?
fine. Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, man.
Hello,
Yeah, brother, I can hear you.
can you hear me, Ahmed?
Yep. Yeah, can you hear me, Rahul?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hope the same live is
Awesome.
running out there.
Yeah, yeah. So I was talking about
Okay.
that the most traffic sources and platform that I use specifically for myself are YouTube and Facebook. Apart from that, I build my email list every day because the money is in the list because that's the only traffic source that you own. Because I was using Facebook as a traffic source, and then I got myself
Okay.
slapped. Okay, probably 9 to 10 months back, and I was like, damn, this is sick. And I didn't care about that. I got myself slapped on Facebook. The biggest problem I was having was I was about to interview Jim Edwards that day, and then my account got shut, and I was like, I don't care
Oh,
about my
damn.
Facebook, but Jim is gonna start hating me because so
Uh-huh.
that was the biggest concern that I had. And the interview didn't took place because I wasn't able
True.
to reach out to Jim any place. So, and that was my lesson learned, even in the mistake that I did on the interview stuff. So apart from that, out there, when people get stuck
Hmm.
on traffic sources, first of all, I always recommend create a YouTube channel as well, because if you're relying on one traffic source, you're gonna suck because Facebook is already hot traffic, and every single person is searching for anything out there. If you create content regarding that thing, they're gonna go and buy. So just don't rely on one platform. If anyone gonna say rely on one traffic, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. That's the exact same thing what happens when you're relying on one traffic source. So that was for YouTube. Create content on YouTube as well.
Yeah,
The
that's
second
true.
thing is, when it comes to Facebook and people get stuck, mostly I use like organic based traffic out there. And again, when you create and build audiences, there are two ways. Either you're serving people, connecting with all of those people out there, you're providing value, and you're building that audience. No one is gonna buy with you instantly. How is gonna buy? Because everyone is here to sell. No one is like to be sold out there over here. So for that purpose, everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to sell their products or services. If you create connections, and you can do that, you are building audience when you're connecting with one-to-one or one-to-many sort of interactions. You're trying to sell them in the long run. And the second thing, how I've been able to build my audiences was using Facebook and I had my Facebook group and I told them, hey, how about if I started to interview all of these, uh, you know, 6, 7, 8 figure entrepreneurs. But I didn't know how to do that. But I was so inspired that Russell talks about you need to have your own distribution platform. You need to publish. But I wasn't publishing consistently. I was like, I need to do something. So even my first live was an interview. I started to interview some people out there, and then I was like, let me try. Let me try and see if I can get any 6 or 7 figure entrepreneur or even 8 figure entrepreneur. So it was funnel hacking live when I was trying to reach out to Spencer, and I was like, hey Spencer, I would love to interview you on my group. So when I reached out to Spencer, he was like that, hey, we can do this, but it's funnel hacking lifetime, so we can probably do it later. So that was the thing what happened with Spencer. But when the traffic sequence launch came, and that traffic sequence launch came up, what the next thing what happened was I told, hey Spencer, I would love to buy traffic secrets from you. If you give me 30 minutes of your time, I'm gonna buy the traffic secrets book. And then he reached out to me and he was like, hey man, I owe you the interview. Here's the link, book me up and we're gonna jump on the interview out there. So I booked him up and finally got him for the interview, and that was the very first official show interview that I have. I have a show called Interviews with Entrepreneurs. So that was my first official show. And that's how I got Spencer on the show itself. And I'm like, that's freaking awesome. But I told him that, hey, I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna buy the trilogy box set from you. Send me your link. I just went in and bought the thing. So Dream 100, Facebook, and YouTube is my top three traffic sources that I use, regardless of whatever the platform is for Dream 100. So yeah, that's the thing. And apart from that, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section as well. I'm watching in front of me, so I can talk about it as well.